Welcome to the best show in all the land, the Broskiedoodles Podcast, with your boy Kiko Cervantes, always with you. I've said it before, even if I have to go make tacos at Taco Bell, I'm gonna finish that and be right back. Alright, if I have to do them burgers at Burger King, I'm gonna do that shit. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I already got the camera, I already got the setup. I can do this under a bridge, if it's summer, of course. As always, well, not always, but almost always, getting annoying to this point, your boy DJ BJ, Big John. You know, I don't know how you met him, if you were in a club, fucking dressed as a dildo, and you saw him fucking playing. That's him. What's good?
Oh, shit. Yo, Kiko Flow, what it do? DJ BJ in the house.
Damn, dog. This guy, not Miami Vice, but today I feel him like more on a sporty vibe. I like that. Oh. We got a very special guest today. We got our boy Tavo. He's decided to remain, what's the word? Confidence.
It's for his own safety and for the safety of the world. He wants to be anonymous.
He wants to be anonymous, and this way he can feel more comfortable expressing everything that he needs to express. Because today, you know, it's real shit. You know, sometimes you tune in and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna shoot this shit, right? I'm just gonna smoke an L and watch the Broskiedoodles. No. I mean, do smoke the L, but fucking get ready, get some notes, get a little notebook, because we're gonna be talking about some fucking interesting but important shit in life. Yeah. And the question starts right now. I'm not even gonna fucking put any bullshit behind it. It is, what does it mean to be a man? And well, now you can introduce yourself, or not really, you know, your whole life, but you can come in now. Tavo, our boy, thank you for coming, and let us know what is it. How can you expand on this? What does it mean to be a man?
Well, Kiko, thanks for having me here. I'm excited to be here, long-time listener, so first time on podcast. So the question itself came to me because we're all in quarantine now, and all we do is watch TV. So I was watching this movie called What's Eating Gilbert, Grape. For those of you that haven't seen it, it has Johnny Depp, it has Leonardo DiCaprio, and this was a movie that Leonardo DiCaprio should have won the Oscar for, but he was only 19, so they weren't giving it to him. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix now. And it's not even about the movie, how I got this question for you. So I'll give you a very small scene. So the Johnny Depp character, he is a grocery clerk, and a wife with 2 kids hires him to do deliveries, to bring deliveries to her house, and then they hook up. And Johnny Depp's character is aware that she is married, and the husband shows up, and here you have this husband working hard and taking care of his kids and his family, and while Johnny Depp is smashing his wife, smashing her, right? And he's providing, he's doing all the things that a husband should do, and it poses the question, like, so this husband is doing everything, yet we're still trying to smash Johnny Depp. So,
she
is, she is. Maybe, I think we all are trying to smash Johnny Depp at this point, but in general,
yes, as well.
Yeah. But she is still trying to do Johnny Depp, and it poses the question, like, what is this husband doing wrong? Maybe he is not man enough to contain her. He's providing, but maybe he's just missing something. So it brought me to the question of, so what do you need? Like, what solidifies you to not get cuckolded? To not have, like, a little grocery boy come smash your wife?
Damn. Profound. And you started with a gangster-ass movie that I actually watched recently, and I also agree Leo should have gotten the Oscar for the retard role. Johnny Depp, I mean, we're going to have to talk about this in a more general sense, because if we're talking about Johnny, I mean, let's all be honest. If Johnny Depp, if you're the good husband, you do everything you got to do, and Johnny Depp wants to come smash your girl, you're kind of fucked. I mean, it's Johnny Depp, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing you can do. I mean, there's no fucking job, there's no salary you can do to stop that. But in general life, if we're talking about fuck boy, grocery boy, you know, Johnny from the corner, right? I feel like, because I think where you're coming from is, if this guy's providing, this guy's being what a man in our eyes is supposed to be, right? Somebody who provides for the family, who doesn't run, who doesn't scare it out. Isn't that something that she should see as like a manly thing? Or I don't know if in the movie, I don't remember if it was that the guy wasn't fucking her right, if that was a factor, or do you think that she was just looking for a younger guy, or do you think she was just a fucking bitch who doesn't deserve love? right? I mean, I think those.
I mean,
Did you watch that movie, DJ?
I actually did not see the movie. Now that he mentions it, I want to see it. I've heard about it. I heard it was good. Um, like we're talking about whether or not she deserves love. I don't know if that's the question, because everybody deserves.
No,
love.
the question is, what did this guy do wrong? And just to give you a bit more context, this is like a typical 40-something-year-old guy who goes to work every day, and I mean, I would assume at some points he might be a bit boring just because he gets home, he's fucking tired. I mean, it's hard to fucking be the. I think where Tabo's coming from, because I did watch the movie. It's like this guy. I mean, yeah, he I guess he could entertain her more, but at the same time, it's like this guy's fucking going out there, getting the bread, bringing it home, cutting it. Like, so what is a man supposed to do to keep his women? Is that the question, Tabo?
No, well, that's part of the question. But in general, how should we behave where we always have to be on the defensive?
Or is providing food and shelter enough to to preserve the relationship, for that situation not to arise?
Apparently
or is
not.
is that inevitable? Like, will you always be interested in anybody from the opposite sex once you see them, like, just any, like, because the reverse could happen, like where the guy's looking at other girls, or the girls looking at other guys. Like, is that eventually gonna happen? Like, are you eventually gonna be interested in fucking a younger version of your wife, or any other, like, just a younger girl or guy or whatever you're into, depending on who you are?
I mean, that's a cynical way of looking at it, and most of it is that. But I like to think that there is a small section of people that can actually enjoy their partner regardless. But I guess it does take a lot of work, and this is something that we don't have the answer to. But it does bring to mind. There was a comedian called, oh man, why is it that when I'm on the podcast, like, the thoughts just go? Patrice O'Neill, I think it was his name. It was this amazing comedian. Unfortunately, he passed away many years, well, not many, but yeah, he passed away. But he had a joke, right? I mean, this was like a very edgy, non-politically correct comedian, and he had a thing where he was like, when he's with his girlfriend, right? It's like his girlfriend started going out with him and fucking with him because she saw that this guy was a good fisherman, right? He's like, damn, he can fish, right? This guy is a good fisher. I fucking like that. Now, when she's with you, she wants you to stop fishing, right? And he's like, I'm gonna stop fishing, but I'm gonna keep my boat, right? And he's like, I understand this doesn't make sense to you as a woman, but for you to keep wanting me, you need to know I still have the ability to fish. If I sell my boat, you lose your respect for me. You're like, this motherfucker, I'm the only fish this motherfucker has, and he doesn't even have the ability now to fish more. I don't know if the metaphor is a bit too childish, but it sort of clicked for me, like, oh fuck. It almost seems like you are right, Tavo. I feel like you have to be on the defensive. And even though it's all lovey-dovey, it's also like, it's weird because it's got to be subtle, but I do got to keep you in check and let you know that if I wanted to, I could go out there and have a buffet. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, which brings you to the next piece of discussion. Can't speak. And so what are we supposed to be doing? Because we're getting now, like millennials, we're becoming fathers at this point in time. We're taking care of kids. We have to do certain things. Like, so we didn't get the chance to go to war. Like, we didn't participate in World War II. Like, every movie ever, like, the father always went to war, and that was the standard for how to be a man. Like, oh, you have to be a war veteran. You have to, like, take care of your entire house. Like, you never cry. Like, how dare you not even know how to fix a car? Those sort of things. But society has changed. Most of us never had to do any of that. So we're at the point now where what we do is we're good at making video games. We're good at knowing how to use computers. We're good at making podcasts. This is what we do. This is our standard because this is how we grew up. Like we evolved with technology, so technology is within our blood. It's like yeah, we don't know how to fix a car, but we can fix your computer. We can make a code that'll fix the car for us. We can do these things. And I bring this up to bring up like the next point of discussion is so the things that we do now may be not as sexy as what our fathers did. Right? Because like what we're doing is we're sitting in a computer. You physically just see us typing, and then we make the change. So what you see is just clicking and typing on a keyboard, whereas before you would see like under the hood of a car, right? Like mowing the lawn, all that. Like I would never do that. I would pay someone to do this stuff. Like I have more money. I don't have to do my own chores.
Or like fixing the sink or something.
Yeah, it's like that's old man mentality. Like this is new age. I'm like I have extra money, so I don't have to waste my time on things I don't want to do.
I think there's two things of it there. One of them is I agree with you that it just always seems a lot more cool the shit that our parents did, right? Like their lives were. I mean, our parents specifically are Latin, right? Hispanic, so they didn't have a specific war, except the whole country is a war, right? Living in Latin America is a war. But they always had like stories, right? Like that about like how manly they were and the shit they did, right? And it almost feels like biologically women haven't evolved quick enough to recognize the shit that we do like as manly. Like this motherfucker's typing, you know? Like like I want to see a wrench and some fucking torque. So I do think that eventually, I mean, I guess having power and having power over shit, having money and power over shit, eventually will make women recognize that in you. But I do think, and I am also the type of person that's like not good with like the house chores, like, oh, let's fix the pipe and all this shit. But because at times I haven't had the money, right, the possibility of having other people do it for me, I kind of also think that it is a bit important to have a little bit of those skills. Like, for example, knowing how to, like, if you need to go fucking public transport or do this or fucking try to open the sink and see what the fuck is there. Like, I feel like a little bit of that does help. Not necessarily to prove you're a man, but it gives you a different perspective of life that allows you to not only be that person at the top that's only used to paying shit. Like it almost makes you like able to manage yourself in the case where you end up broke. I don't know if BJ, you can add to this because you're an actual mechanic, a plane mechanic, motherfuckers. So you know you do have those skills as well as the other skills that we all share as millennials. Little home bitch motherfuckers. Like
the home bitches.
What do you think that brings to the table? Like having that.
It definitely adds value to you, as a person, to have these skills of mechanics or, how to fix a sink or just work your way around the house. It adds to the value, and then depending on the kind of girl that you're trying to conquer or trying to be with or trying to court or trying to do, some of them might find value in that and appreciate it, and some of them might not. And like it makes no difference whether you know how to fix a car or not. For me, more often than not, I see that if you have enough money, then you're good. Like you don't even need to know these skills. You just need to have the money to tell, all right, this guy go do that or whatever, and you free up the time that you would be using to fix the sink or to work on the car. So now you can go on a vacation. You're like, oh, fuck it. You know what? The car's not working, so let me go rent a car and go on a boat or some shit, because I got money like that. Or fly out to Vegas. They need to fix my house because one of my 17 toilets doesn't work. Let me
So
go
BJ, would you say that it's more like if you have the power to resolve, that's the important part. Like if it's you below the pipes or someone else, but you're getting the shit resolved, then that means to be a man, right? Okay.
So definitely problem solving skills is necessary to establish yourself as a man.
Do you
whether
guys
it be
think,
through money or through physical labor?
Do you guys think that also it could be a factor that the older generations that went to war their wives kind of were aware that if this motherfucker like got triggered, he could just like kill everyone in the family, you know, like with some flashback of the war. And this made it so that those bitches kept their shit in check.
So I love that point, and I think that's necessary. I think we haven't talked about this. I'm gonna go with, I might get a little heat for this, but I feel that your woman needs to know that if you disrespect me, I can check you really fast. And I say the word check very like loosely here, but and on the same conversation that Kiko said, like, you didn't mess with a PTSD veteran. You didn't do anything wild because you don't know what he did over there. You don't know what happened. Like, he can turn on you. So I think the sense of fear keeps him in line. Like, you wouldn't say anything like that disrespectful to him because he'll just snap back, give you the good old clap back, and then you're in check.
Like Sean Connery with the back of the hand. I think here, I mean, you might be tall telling, you know, and maybe own personal or things that you've seen yourself might take you to, you know, to in a way tall telling it like this. Obviously, here at the Broskiedoodles, as kooky as we are, we do not support any violence towards women. However, I think totally the point that you're trying to make there is that indeed today, because we have now become a more civilized society where it's not only frowned upon but illegal to beat on women, it almost feels like, and again, not to justify the other, but it's like now I don't even respect you to the standard a man would. Like, for example, there's shit women will tell you and do to you that another man would not do because of fear of retaliation, right? Like, there's a standard that men have where it's like, I'm going to treat you a certain way because we both know if we have to go to war, it's not going to be pretty, right? And it almost feels like women at times, especially pieces of shit women, they sometimes would do shit to you and disrespect you in a way where the man would go insane because he's like, if this was a man doing this, I would rip your face apart and you're making me want to do this to you. What the fuck? And you get that rage that you're like, what is this? What is this? So I think that's where you're coming from. But again, Patrice O'Neal also had amazing jokes on this. He would like talk to the crowd, and if he would notice, like one time he noticed this girl was being very like disrespectful to her man, and he's like, you know what? It's so bothering me. It bothers me so much how comfortable you are around your man like that. How comfortable you are, and it sort of clicked. I mean, it would be politically incorrect to speak what he was saying back then, but it's funny as fuck, and it is true to a certain extent. Where like today, I mean, I'm super happy that things have changed in the sense that we're all equal. And like, you know, we all have the defense of the law and all this shit. But it's also like sometimes women will say shit or do shit to you that they know is gonna fucking trigger the shit out of you. And they're gonna hide behind the fact that as a man, you're not gonna go and hit them. And so I think it is a bit of a difficult situation to handle that. And in a way, women, you know, kept their cool more in the past, thinking this PTSD motherfucker could just pop off and kill me because he got reminded of how his, you know, homeboy got blown up at war, you know. And at times I almost feel like kids today should know a little bit of what it was to go to war and lose friends and all this shit because they're always like whining about the stupidest shit, like, dude, your grandpa had to go kill people and you fucking crying because you want 3 different bathrooms. Shut the fuck up and go pee in the corner. But anyway, that's a different topic. Am I taking this the right way, Tavo?
No, it's the right way, and I kind of back you up. Yeah, we don't condone any domestic violence in any way. It's more of an expression of, like, you're not going to find another man and disrespect me to that extent. You know, now in the movie, I think the bring it back to the movie, the husband was oblivious to what was going on. He didn't catch it. But if he would have caught it, what would he have done?
Right.
Like, what are you
so
supposed to do in these situations? Like, what is the
Right.
manly thing to do? Let's go with
Well,
that. 'Cause that's a good question. And what are you supposed
the
to do?
manly thing, I think, right? Like if war veteran shit, it's like I'm gonna beat your fucking teeth in. Now, the other thing is that gonna like fix the problem? Like I just saw a movie, funny that it actually this happened. It was is this movie with this guy from the Bosses movie? I Want to Kill My Bosses, Swordsman. Yeah, the anger management. No, anger management. No, fuck. You know that movie with Jennifer
Horrible
Aniston?
Bosses?
Horrible Bosses.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, one of them.
Which one of the three?
The Jewish one, Schwartzman, Jason Schwartzman.
Oh, he was on SNL.
Yeah, he was on SNL.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy, he did a movie where the guy that plays the Star Wars character, the tall one.
Yeah.
So they played a movie where like their dad died. Tina Fey is in it as well. I can't remember what it's called, but it's really good. And the movie starts with him getting cheated on by his wife with his boss. So he walks in on them and he's just banging her, right? And in their house, and they're married, and he just like leaves the house like, oh fuck, like saying like, this is not even worth it. Now, I don't know if as an animal that we are, if I saw it like that, like I'm probably gonna, I don't know. It's very possible that I react physically, right? However, after that, I feel like once you see something like that, it's like you have to think cold and feel and say, okay, if this bitch is cheating on me and disrespecting me like this, she's not worth anything to me. So why should I further get myself in conflict for someone that I don't give a fuck about? However, I do understand that in the moment you might want to kill them, all of them, fucking O.J. Simpson style, fuck it up. So I don't know what do you think we should do? What do you think one should do, Tywin? What would you do? What would you think you would do?
See, here's where it gets difficult. Great. It depends on who you're asking and who you are around. So let's say if you're with your boys and you present the scenario, oh, this is what just happened. Every single one of your boys is like, well, we should have done this. You should have done this. You should have kicked his ass. You should have gone in there, punched him in the mouth. You should have just beat him up. You should have called us. We would have been there to help you. And like we incite violence.
Right.
When you're with your boys, right? But then if you talk to, let's say, your female friends, they're all consoling you, and they're like, oh, get out of that situation. Don't do anything. So there's no real answer of how to respond. You're kind of stuck. You're in a point of like, should I have beat his ass? Should I have done nothing? What should I have? There is no set answer here. We're looking for it. This is why the podcast is here. What are you supposed to do? What keeps you like sane? Because you have to do something. What can you do? You incite violence. Now you're in jail, and then like
You mean like what do you do so that life continues, but also you feel a sense of manship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn. I think we can agree that relationships are kind of complicated, in the sense of like you taking it at face value. Yeah, she cheated on him and she did what she did. He walked in on her doing whatever the fuck they were doing. But you also have to think about what led up to this point. Like what led up to the point where she did this. Is it a issue of the man not providing for her in some sort of aspect? Because it's not just providing financial or stable home security. Is he taking her out? Is he taking care of her in the bedroom? Is he treating her nice? Is he just being a dick and talking to her? Or vice versa, if he's doing everything that in his mind is good and well to preserve the relationship, then like you were saying, maybe she's just a bitch that she doesn't give a fuck about him and she just wants to fuck as many guys as humanly possible, and also be financially secure and safe in somebody's house and not have to worry about going to work or like doing shit to provide for herself because she's eating her cake, like having her cake and eating it too, you know, like that. Like it's all like it's situational. If you feel in your mind at that point in time when you walk in on that situation that you did everything in your mind best possible to preserve the relationship by providing in every way, shape, or form that you think is right, then just leave. And you're only hurting yourself by staying in that relationship, by staying with that person. Because yeah, let's say okay, oh, we talked about it, I forgive her, everything's fine, but down the line, you can't trust that person anymore.
No, I don't think there's a way. Like I don't even think the question is, do you stay with her or not? I mean, I think the question is, do you kill someone?
I'm saying because
or not. I mean,
I'm saying because I've seen relationships like that. Like yeah, he cheated on me, but I'm still with him.
I'll tell you something,
or she cheated on me, and I'm still with her. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I find it that if in a relationship, and again, this is me, my opinion, if in a relationship somebody cheated, even if it's you, even if you fucked up, that's it. Like, don't continue, because you're not gonna have a good relationship moving forward, because you're always gonna fear that she's gonna get revenge. And or the other way, whoever the other person is, and the other person is never gonna be happy because she's always gonna have that resentment, even if she at times tells you, no, I'm cool with it. One day you're gonna beat her in fucking Top Golf, and she's gonna be like, yeah, this is because you fucked that fucking bitch.
Poor Top Golf.
And no, it's because it's not that. It's because I have a nice fucking swing and I fucking rip that shit, bitch. So
and after that, you're always questioning reality. You don't even know what's up and what's down, what's right or what's left. You don't, like, after that you're like, what the fuck,
No, it's gotta be a brain fuck. Of course. Like, so it is for anybody that has gone through shit like that, and you feel confused. Like, understand that there's no easy answer to these things, and as humans we're always learning. So I will say this, as much as some people will say, like, hey, dude, that's not bro, that's not how I will handle it. I'll be honest, man. Like, life is complicated enough. If somebody does you dirty like that, I think the best is to move forward that same day. Like, move over, or is that the word? Yeah, move over.
Move on.
Move on.
And not even like fuck around with like other shit, like the other person or whatever. Like, whatever, dog. That person, they're not even worth it anymore in your life. And see it like as a, you know what it is? Like, I remember there was a comedian once saying, like I was with this girl, right, for a long ass time. I didn't even have the balls to like leave her if I felt like it wasn't right. Like, I was just stuck there. And for a while, I really just wished that I would find her, like, open my door and just find her blowing a guy, and I could just be like, oh, fuck yes, that's it, we're over, bye. Like, because it's not like calling me back and being like, no, but baby, like, I really want to be, no, like, you're blowing some guy, like, this is it. So in a way, I think it should just be like, obviously it hurts, it's a bitch, but it should also be like a booster to like, no, dog, fuck this shit. Now you're on your own. You can be who you are. You can follow the shit that you want. You can center yourself on your passions. And then when you want to be with other people, now you can do it on your own terms, and with that added knowledge of how people's psychic work.
And also maybe find somebody with the similar passion, because maybe like the whole reason that you guys were clashing so much is because you were complete opposites, in the sense of like, whatever you liked, she didn't, or whatever you were into, she wasn't. So you guys never found like a common area to share, per se, in specific relationships, in general. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So this is why I bring this up, just to kind of bring up the next subject. So we talked about, like, John brought it up a little bit here. So like, this is like when you see the threat and you see the cheat happen. So as part of being a man, so John was saying you had to do X, Y, Z to be there. You had to like supply financials, you had to supply sexual, you had to supply support. So how are you supposed to do all these things? And is there a way with like that's more manly than others? I'll give you an example here, which just kind of bringing it back to what we were talking about earlier. The common example is going to be Jeff Bezos, but like back in the day, I'm going to use like Henry Ford, where he was questioned in court, and they asked him all these like, specific questions, like, do you know this answer to this? Do you know the answer to this? Do you know the answer to this? And his response was, I don't need to know the answer to any of those. I have a team of people that can give me those answers because he's in charge of everything. So I say Jeff Bezos now just to kind of keep it tight. So he's a billionaire, right? I think he just lost half of his money to his ex-wife because he wanted to like cheat on someone else, and he just gave it all up because whatever, I'll just make more money. Who cares? And so, is he more manly than us right now because he has more money? Like, is that the piece of it, are you more manly if you have a higher level of financials than everyone else? Because your resolve is higher. Is that what it means?
Yeah, the thing is at the end is the money translate to resolve. That's really what it is.
So yeah.
Because sometimes you might not be billionaire, but if you have power, because you have connections in a certain industry or world, that brings you resolve as well. So it is that. And I mean, using the word, does that make you more manly? For people that hear this and have a sensitive asshole, they're probably gonna be like, oh, so like if you're effective and resolve, that means you're manly. Women can't do it. So I see how maybe today that might not be the most accurate word, but I think what it means is desirable. Like does it make you more desirable to have resolve power? And I think that it does. I think it definitely does, and it's a biological thing. As much as I like, and I'm happy for women that they're independent today and they don't need a man for their well-being. That actually makes the whole, even though it makes it more competitive for men, it also makes it in a way better because when you're with someone, she's with you because she wants to be with you. Not because of, back in the day, women would be like, fuck, I had a kid with him and I don't know how to do anything. I guess I'll stay in this for 80 years. Like, that was the mentality. The fact that women don't have to do that today makes it so that when you do have one, it's more inclined for it to be a real connection there. But biologically, women, I mean, let's like for the feminists out there that want to like tell me this is not true, like don't fucking lie to yourself. Like, when women are looking for men to be with, they're not looking for a guy that doesn't inspire them anything, that doesn't spark anything. Like, they're looking for someone that has something. And a lot of times, that something that they have translates to some success. So you know what I mean? So, like, they do look for people that, in a way, can provide for them. And if you want to look at it like as a gold digger or whatever, I mean, there's levels to it. But even a woman that's happy, like and independent and wants to be with you because of who you are, she's not gonna be with you if you're not somebody that strives to be better. That's not gonna be desirable for her. So I think that's where it derives. Like, the money provides this resolve power, which is what's desirable.
Yeah. That reminds me of, like, I was in a group of friends, and some guy approached these girls that I was with, and he started talking to one of the girls, and one of the other girls immediately was like, no, you can't even talk to her unless your FICO score is 720 or something like that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I'll piggyback on that. So, I was, again, this is just because quarantine, we get to watch a lot of TV. I was watching one of the Chris Rock specials, and he was saying only women and children are loved unconditionally. Men are loved by what they can provide. So it's what can we do? And I say this, and just to say that when I say manly, I'm very specific. I'm talking about us men, and not in the sense of like women can't do it either. I'm just saying it's like I'm here. This podcast is for the male listeners today to get them. Yeah, I'm sorry, females, but this is for the male listeners today.
No, and it's also for real people that are sensitive to little stupid shit. Like, I mean, we're progressive. Like we support all the minorities. We're minorities ourselves, but we're also talking the realness. We're not gonna fucking come here with the bullshit. Real. Yeah, we keep it real. So
and I say this just to put it in perspective, to help my fellow man, but I like the word desirable, so we're gonna use that. So to make us more desirable, we need to be able to provide, right? And I bring up the next question as far as, are there things that we do that are less desirable than others? And I'll give you a very easy example. So remember how I said before where back in the day, we used to fix cars, and like our parents did all these like manly things outdoors. Now, as men, we play video games. We're on Twitch. We are streaming, playing games. And from relationships that I've had in the past, that is not sexy. Like playing Call of Duty is not sexy in any way. It makes us almost as if you're a child. So, and I say that but as you know, every male that you know plays games.
I mean, I think it's sad that they don't get it, but when the flood of aliens comes through and I'm fucking saving the world, then she's gonna be like, "Oh my god!" You're gonna be like, "No, fuck you! You can't get in my war hog, bitch." So, okay, but yeah, onward. Sorry.
No, and I say that so this is our hobby. Like I'm pretty sure that most of our male hobbies are gonna be like playing video games to an extent. Like some of us probably do other things, but every male that I've ever met plays games, right? Or at some point in time has played the games. So if we can't do that anymore, right? Let's say that's not a sexy thing to do. Like playing video games is just out. We gotta cut that. It's not a desirable trait. That's a good phrase to say. So what are we supposed to do instead? Are we supposed to just fix cars all day?
I mean, like I feel here like your frustration is coming from like, what am I supposed to do if I'm a go-to Warcraft player and this bitches ain't recognizing it out there? Like if I'm here microing my ass and you don't even fucking address it. Like I think that fortunately for you and for us, I mean I'm a gamer too, is becoming not only more and more acceptable, but more and more desirable. I feel that you're getting stuck thinking in the larger mass when really as humans we move more in niche, right? We move more in specified groups. And you know, like even on podcasts, like my podcast is very niche, right? It's for a very specific group of you know, chemically imbalanced human beings. And today's world allows you to pinpoint your content very specifically, not to a broad audience. So I understand as a broad audience, we tell them, no, look, I beat this motherfucker on Warcraft. I did this raid. We're killing it out there. I got the armor, baby. They're going to be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Can you do a TikTok dance? But in the right circles, you will be looked at as someone that has value. I just think that, I mean, if we're going to talk personally, if you know, just to put a name, if you want to do it and you're good at a game, I think that you got to put yourself in those environments, you know. Like, if I was in the U.S. and I was single, like, I mean, even if I wasn't single, I would go to these places with my girl. But if I was single, I would go to, like, the Comic Cons and shit like this. And I mean, not to be misogynist here, but, like, there's some fucking fine-ass cosplay chicks, right? That you would probably never think they'll think anything of you, right? But then you tell them, like, oh, I play this. Oh, I play too. You want to play together? And then she's in that world. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people in that world. It's a multi-billion business. And I think you're getting caught up in a small, like, broad view of the world when it's a lot larger. However, to answer your questions, I mean, we could say that things that, like, for example, I play the guitar. And thankfully, that's something that's always seen as manly, even though I'm not fucking, you know, carrying like
desirable.
Or desirable. So yeah, there are things that are more like socially looked as that because that's the construct that we've had, you know, not to fucking use words. But you know, like like, oh, you play an instrument, or you know, like maybe someone that does Excel sheets, you know, they don't recognize them. But at the end of the day, I think if you're able to acquire success, it doesn't even matter what it is that you do. And I think almost that we need to go further than what it is that you do physically or what it is that task or skill that you have, which are all important. But more of that, I think being a man is being not only a provider, but being somebody that respects others, that provides the examples of others on how to be respectful and carry a society that's civil and that's and that works to make everybody's lives better. I think a man is somebody that leads by example, you know, somebody that doesn't cheat, somebody that doesn't lie. I mean, somebody that's honest, somebody that when they're in a supermarket, they smile to people. They look at the cashier and say thank you for that. If they see an old lady having an issue, they try to help. If they see something that's not right and they feel like they can intervene, they do it. Like I think being a man is in the subtle details, right? It's more than in like, you know, are you out there beating people up and like, you know, going to war and having a range? I think it's more of like your day-to-day attitude towards life, and also being a good person, you know, just being a good person that wants to make the world better, and at the same time searching within yourself what it is that makes you happy. And fuck it, if it's gaming, it's gaming, you know. I'm fucking ripping it in Halo and Warcraft 3 at the moment, and sometimes I have to explain to my girl, like, I just did this, and this is fucking gangster. And she's like, fuck, I don't and she really tries. She's like, fuck, I don't understand it, but like, I get you, like, you're a G. So I tell her every day, like, look, even though you don't see it, like, I'm helping make sure that we're not invaded by the aliens on a daily basis. And she gets it. So
I get you.
I think we need to find the people that get that and can see that light, and we need to make that light always shine brighter, but within our own terms, not necessarily like what society feels like is manly or whatever. No, it's like you know what I think is manly? Fucking being really good and passionate about something. That's one thing that can make you manly, regardless of what it is, you know.
Isn't there a dating app for gamers already?
That's progressive.
Specifically designed and tailored.
So,
yeah.
And thank you for all like entertaining my questions. I've asked these questions to a few people and just trying to do background research before coming on the show because I didn't want to come here ill prepared. And I found the answer to the question. Like I think the simplest answer is like it's a two-step process here. So what I've discovered through my research and what the best answer would be is that the first thing is as a man, to be a man is one would be taking care of your responsibilities. And then two is confidently doing whatever you want to do. And I say confidently because you can't half-ass what you want to do. Like if you're going to be a gamer, you confidently be a gamer. If you're going to play guitar, you confidently play guitar. And if somebody says, I don't like the guitar, that's fine. I love the guitar. And I think that when after all the research that I did, those two like answer the question best. Because I want to provide solutions to our listeners. We don't want to just leave them out there. Like, feel like if you take those two and apply it to your life, take care of your responsibilities, and then confidently do what you want to do, I think you can better yourself.
I think I totally agree.
Interesting. I like it.
I really do. And I think that it really does summarize what we've spoken about today, right? When we mention like, okay, well, you want to go in life and do all the things that you need to do, take care of your shit, right? Not be a fucking burden to society. That's important. Like, I feel like you cannot even begin to think about being a man if you're a burden to the state. And I don't want to get into, you know, socialism and taxation.
But if you're a burden,
I'm just saying, yeah, if you're a fucking burden to your family, to the government, you need to first be at zero. Like, if you're at negative, you need to get a zero first, right? And then from there on, even if you work at McDonald's, right? Or at Taco Bell, I mean, ideally, Taco Bell. And then
ideally Taco Bell.
And you're able to pay your little efficiency and start doing a little course at night to try to improve yourself. And even though you're broke as fuck, you don't cause any burden to nobody. I think that right there, you're winning. So for people out there that feel like, fuck, I'm stuck in life, like I'm at the bottom of this shit. If you're taking care of your fucking bills, even in the fucking ghetto, right? You're living in a place like I fucking lived in places like, you know, ghettos, right? And fuck it, like I'm with humble people, that's fine. But even if you're there, if you're taking care of your shit, that's winning. That's a lot already. And then obviously you want to grow. And then secondly, like you said, I think you described it in the best way, because I was also thinking, I said it in many words, right? Like, okay, well, like whatever it is that you do, you want to make sure that it's something that you're passionate about and that you do it great, right? Or at least you try to. And you said it great there. Like, do confidently whatever you want to do, right? But do it confidently.
Exactly.
And I think that confidence Dude, you know what? You know what's not manly? Fucking playing golf. If you watch the Tiger Woods documentary, no, let me tell you something. If you watch the Tiger Woods documentary, Tiger, it just came out on HBO. When they get to the part where he's talking about all the blonde women that he fucked, allegedly, they were all like, you would see him and he's like dorky and nerdy, but then you would go on the tours, and when he's on the fucking field, they would recognize in his fucking eyes that this guy was a fierce competitor and a fucking monster at what he did. And so regardless of what it is that you do, when you're in your zone, women can see that shit in you. They can see like, oh, whatever it is he's doing, he's dominating, and this motherfucker's confident about that shit, and that's sexy. So, agreed to your point.
The confidence. Interesting.
Yeah.
Bringing it
Well, it's
full
nice
circle
that-
for you guys.
It's
Yeah,
nice that
we gotta
Tao's
have
bringing
some answers.
solutions.
Yeah,
'Cause,
bring
we-
solutions. I can't just come on here and bring problems. Then I become a burden.
Yeah.
I need to be at least be at 0. I need to be at 0 and pushing it to a 1 with some solutions for the audience here. Make them understand, and hopefully somebody can better themselves and just, like, I like to play this. Like, I will confidently do it.
Yeah, I'm about to go get a job and shit.
Just to be at 0.
Just to be I'm a negative right now. Fuck.
Joe's like,
I came here to learn. Fuck.
Joe's like, shit, I might just go out there today and apply to some places. Fuck.
Ideally.
Taco Bell.
But Benihana's is not bad either.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you can land Chick-fil-A, but it is a bit of,
Oof.
then you're fucking going places.
Well, I mean, they're not open
Yeah.
today, so fuck.
Every time you want Chick-fil-A, it's Sunday.
I lost my chance.
On a quick Ain't that a bitch? Dude, have you had this feeling? You wake up Sunday, right? This happened to us, back in the day though, right? We wake up fucking hangover from the day before. You're thinking about those little biscuits with the chicken in buttery, right? You drive with your boy to Chick-fil-A. You like doing the Chick-fil-A dance, like, oh, is it Chick-fil-A,
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A? And then you get there and it's closed, and you always forget it. And you're like, oh, God fucking damn it, these Christians. These fucking Christians. But then when you do get to go in the weekdays and you're eating it, you're like, man, I know they're not down with the LGBT community, but I gotta keep coming. I'm sorry. Like, I'll go to the marches and all, but I gotta keep coming to Chick-fil-A. I'm sorry. And I will say that, honestly, to be like, I'm sorry. I just...
This chicken sandwich is a fucking hashtag blessing, bro.
And when I'm in there, I'm kind of like, fuck. I'll be honest with you. Chick-fil-A is so good. If I was part of the LGBT community, I would still go. I would behave a bit bitchy about it. I would be like a bit Karenish, right? I'll be like, sorry, this the sandwich, the consistency of the sandwich is not optimal. They're like, oh, and they're gonna take care of you because they're like trained to do so. They're like, even if you get the bitches of the bitches, you fucking take it. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Is this not okay? No, don't worry. We're gonna make another one. We'll bring it right back. Do you want a milkshake on the meantime? Like, so I would still go, but make it a mission for them, just to, right? And they'll be like, okay, I'm sorry, sir. And I said, ma'am, like. Make it a thing. Make it a story for them to have, right? Like, fuck. Make sure when that person comes, you call it a ma'am. We don't want no trouble.
These fries are cut way too straight for me. I like them to be wavy.
What, is this a fucking social construct? Okay.
Fuck.
Before I let you go, Tavo, because this is all very important things today. Most of the times we leave our listeners with more doubts when they leave the show and the podcast, but it seems like with you, we're actually gonna be, closing in on some solutions. You've talked about, and we've all agreed on, like, taking care of your responsibilities and doing what you want confidently is the slogan, is the motto to follow. Now, what are some specifics? Because I think sometimes people get lost in the abstract solution, but they're like, dude, I cannot even see it that far. Like, I need specific things like Do I fucking go and go on some like cooking course to see if I like that shit and meet someone I like? Like for somebody that's lost, right? Like you know you can fucking own in Warcraft. You go to them raids and you get the armor. I get that. It's sexy. But for people that don't even have that they don't even know, what do you think are some specifics that we can advise our listeners? And these are all listeners. I think everybody can benefit from becoming more desirable, men and women. It is a bit more directed to men because we're men and that's how we think. But in the future, when we have, we always have had women in the podcast. When we do have them, we'll ask them. But what are some specifics? And you can also intervene, DJ. Don't feel butthurt or anything. What do you think are some specifics that you can recommend people to do to maybe even find the passion and also feel more manly? God damn it.
No, and thanks for the question. I've actually, I ask myself this question regularly just to improve myself. So there's you have to start from within, start working your way out. So first thing you have to make sure is you got to take care of yourself. And what I mean by that is, like, you need to, I'm on a lot of like dating websites and like Tinder and things like that. And I saw, as I was swiping, like there's a little expression called like HWB or something to that effect. I don't even know the 3 letters, and I had to Google it because I'm like, what is that? I don't want to be caught up in some like 3-way gangbang that I didn't know I was expecting. That
I'm here for the gangbang.
Yeah, so I had to Google it, and it was a very simple. It says your height to weight ratio needs to be correct. Now I'm about body positivity. Believe in people, but you need to take care of yourself. If you're not working out, if you're not eating healthy on that, like, how can you expect anyone else to do the same for you? You need to take care of yourself internally. And I'm not saying you need to be Mr. Six-Pack Abs. I'm just saying you need to regularly work out and regularly eat healthy to start. This is a start. And if you don't know, you could probably find online how to get healthy, and everything will send you an ad from here until forever. You'll figure it out. You probably just got an ad by me saying this, because people want you to get healthy and they want you to spend your money. But you got to take care of yourself and like look desirable. Like, so back, just to kind of give you guys a little perspective of me, John's taking notes because he knows. Back in college, I used to.
I'm negative right now, so I gotta fucking get to
Back
zero.
in college,
single, dog.
I read a book. I think it's called like John might help me out here. It's like The Mystery Method, or is that what it's called? Or The Game. It's not the mystery. It's called The Game.
Mm-hmm.
And about this book, we all get lost in our ways, and we have we're unsuccessful with women. So that's the whole reason I got the book. Fastest book I've ever read. It's about 500 pages. Like, if you really want to help yourself, go read the book. And the point of the book is how to, like, have success with women. Now, they do some things in there that are kind of shady and things like that. But the concept is to gain success at this point in time. And it talks about, taking care of yourself, knowing how to speak. Like, if you can't communicate, you need to watch videos on how to communicate. If you don't know how to speak to someone, be charismatic, go learn. Go use certain phrases. Learn how to properly speak. They have classes on this for free. Or you can just Google, how do I talk to someone? And it'll tell you.
How to talk to someone.
John's learning. And I bring this up because I used to this is my point I was getting to. I used to talk to my friends about that after I read this book. Like, when you meet someone and you want to be desirable, you have to present your best self. Like, when you're in the presenting mood, you have to present your best self. Now, I'm not telling you to change who you are. This is why we confidently go back to, if you play Warcraft 3 as Kiko loves to do, like, you confidently play Warcraft 3. You don't question anybody's Warcraft 3 abilities. You confidently do it. So you're not going to lie to women and say, no, I don't play Warcraft 3. I hate that game. No, you say, yes, I play Warcraft 3, and I'm Ghost of Tactics. Look me up. Rank 3 in world. So that's the confidence behind it. But as far as best self, it's like, so you're taking care of yourself physically, mentally, like, you're happy doing what you want to do. This is what you confidently do. And what do you do for a living? Are you making money? Are you living off your parents? Like if you're living off your parents, you need to get out of your house. You need to leave.
Get out of my
You can't be, as Kiko said, you can't be a negative. You need to be a zero. And
At least.
At least. And you know what?
Get out of
This happened.
basement.
I'll give you an example. When I graduated college, I had the option. To either live at home with my mom or go and live where I had to pay rent. Now, I didn't have a job when I graduated college. I chose to leave and live where I had to pay rent. So rent was due. I remember graduating, and it was January. Rent was due February 1st. So I had a month to figure out my life to pay rent on February. So I'm not saying to go balls to the wall and, do as crazy as I did, but there's no bigger motivator than knowing you have to pay rent in February. It's going to force you to figure out, get up early and go get a job. So, sometimes if that's what you need to put yourself in a situation where, like, oh, man, like, there's no bigger motivator. I know right now we got COVID and everything, but I'm pretty sure you can find, like, a talk from home job. Or you can go to Taco Bell, man. I love that place.
Yo, and there's nothing manlier, and this all goes to women as well. Like, there's nothing more
desirable.
But the word is like, there's nothing more honorable than going through those battles, right? Like, I remember when I moved to Spain after 3 months, they just, to use an anecdote, they fired me from my job, like, on the day, and I was like, fuck, I don't have a job. And I was already thinking of the songs that I was gonna play in the metros, in the metro, right? In the red, what the fuck, the metro, right?
To get tips.
Like
to get tips and fucking live off playing music, like. And I remember, like, I got a job a few days after, and I didn't have to do that. But I feel like being at that bottom pit, right, where you're like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna do this, like, that makes you strong. That prepares you for shit. And I think that what you did there was the right decision. And I think for people out there that might be able to get the easy way out and just go with your parents after college, if you like the place where you're going to school, if you got friends there, if you have an idea of what you want to do, like, just fucking try it at least. Like, try to fucking be at the bottom and see if you can manage yourself, because I think that's one of the most important skills in life, I mean, as much as there's things in my life that I feel can improve and will improve and shit, I always feel confident that wherever I'm at, I can start from zero and make it happen. And I think that is something people need to have. Like, and this comes with being humble too. If you, like, I've had to move to different places. If you have to start from zero and you have to, again, work at Taco Bell, Benihana's, ideally Taco Bell, do that shit and make those tacos with pride and fucking love. Remember all the shitty tacos that you ate, and you want to make sure that if somebody eats a taco from you, that shit is fuego. They're not going to be like, this motherfucker is squishy taco. No, it's some fucking fire. Like, a Crunch Wrap Supreme, it's not gooey. It's like right consistency. You want to be that guy.
Like who the fuck puts cheese on the lettuce? Put it on the fucking meat. It melts and shit. Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, so for those of you that work at Taco Bell, understand that there's a right way of making a Crunch Wrap and there's a wrong way. And apparently putting cheese on the lettuce is the wrong way.
Wrong way. It gets lost in the mix. It gets too gooey.
It's lazy. I like, you can tell that.
Take pride in your work.
That guy is not gonna become a man.
He's not gonna be desirable.
He's not gonna be. I mean, who the fuck's gonna look? Imagine you make that taco for your girl. You think she's gonna?
For yourself, like, you're doing it for yourself.
Piece of shit. That guy's not gonna fucking grow. And you might think it's funny or whatever the fuck, but when I used to deliver pizzas with no GPS. That's how old I am. No GPS, motherfuckers. There was no Google Maps, and I was a fucking badass delivery guy. And I was delivering them pizzas while eating a pizza, right? And I ain't even gonna go there.
And still 30 minutes or less.
I ain't even gonna go there. I got fired too. But
that's besides the point.
I was like, man, I'm just saying, whatever it is that you do, don't feel embarrassed about anything you do, man. I'm just saying, because I think it's important for people to know this. Even if you have a job where you're like, oh, I feel embarrassed with this job. If you're paying your bills and you're not a burden to nobody, you're already a G. You're already a G in my book. From there, you can rise. But just that, if you're not there yet, get there. Would you say that that's the first thing, Tavo? Like,
That's the
get your
first
shit
step.
together, get healthy. This applies to me. You know, I need to get healthy. Get your body in order because that will make your mind better. And then make sure that you are somebody that takes care of yourself. Nobody else is taking care of you. And I think that alone is going to make you very desirable to start with, right? Like, when you meet somebody, if they know you take care of all your shit, that alone is desirable. Wouldn't you agree?
It's the beginning. Like that. If you don't, that like, how do I put this? And people can understand. Like, if you're not at 0, you can't even play the game. And I'll give you an example. If you do not take care of your responsibilities, you can't even play. You do not deserve to have a partner. And I'll give you one. Like, this is we're gonna keep it real on this show here. So, let's say you do meet someone. Like, you go out, you meet someone, and then she's feeling you, right? But you don't take care of yourself, right? So you don't have a place. So where are you gonna go have sex? Where is your closing location? Are you gonna go to your mom's house and be like, "Hey, mom, I got a friend over here. I'm trying to smash.
Hey,
once
mom.
you get out of my house, don't come into my room.
Come
I'm
into my room.
smashing." Right there, undesirable. It's like, how are you going?
Mom.
How are you going to have sex if you don't have a place to have sex at?
Right. Even if it's an efficiency.
If it's an efficiency, because if it's your efficiency, you don't have to ask anybody who comes in and out of your efficiency. You own that efficiency.
I'll fuck a donkey in this shit.
I heard from this show that you guys like this whole donkey thing. So you can bring a donkey to your efficiency because it's your efficiency. And that's because you take care of your responsibilities, you have the option to go purchase a donkey and bring the donkey to your efficiency.
And in Miami, it's probably very simple to get a donkey on your efficiency.
Because
your mom will not let you bring a donkey to your room because it's your mom's house. It ain't your house.
Yeah. And there's nothing more like if having that efficiency to fuck that donkey is manly, there's nothing more unmanlier than having your mom bitch at you while you're trying to smash in her house.
Exactly. If your mom is yelling at you that, "Why are you bringing somebody over? Why are you coming home so late?" You need to get out of that house.
Yeah, she's gonna get drier than the fucking Sahara Desert.
Yeah. Like, it's not happening for you.
What is she still doing there anyway?
Now, Tabo, for
Like the
people
girl,
that are
not
still
the
in
mom,
that situation and still want to smash, because I mean, would you say the best alternative option would just like pay a hotel?
You need to get a hotel. Well, see, so like, I understand that some people, maybe like Miami's an expensive city where you have to live at home with your parents. I don't, and I'm from there, so, but that's just me. I can't speak for everyone. But in general, let's say you have to live at home with your parents because rent is like $3,000 a month or something to that effect, which is fine. So you have to have enough money and financial responsibility where you can purchase a hotel and or motel, whichever one, to close at. And if you can't afford that, then you shouldn't be out. You shouldn't even be talking to women at this point. You guys laugh, but like, I'm talking about this is adult men.
No, I'm not, dude. I'm laughing because it's real.
No, I'm running this down.
You have to be able to afford.
You can't even go there.
You can't don't even start talking to women if you can't afford. If you live at home and you cannot afford a hotel room,
you
cannot
shouldn't be out there
talk to a
speaking to
woman.
people.
Don't even speak to people. I don't care.
People,
if you swing
period.
the other way, that's also cool. You cannot speak to another man.
I mean, even if you don't swing the other way,
Yeah.
just don't speak to people unless it's work related. Like, don't fucking.
You're not allowed to speak to people.
No, but dude, I'm not laughing because I find it to be like ludicrous what you're saying. I'm laughing because it's one of those harsh realities that is so true, and the way you're saying it is so direct that it makes me laugh, but in a good way. And that's 100% truth. If people want to be like, oh, the social construct bullshit is that, if you ain't got enough, and I've been there. I've been in the fucking place where I didn't have enough. And you know what I did? I didn't go out there and talk to women. I kept my fucking ass in my house, developing my skills.
Kept my mouth shut.
Okay? Jerking off and developing my skills so that eventually I could afford the fucking hotel and get a pass at playing the game, motherfucker.
Exactly. This is beginning the game. You can't play unless you have these things established. You're not allowed to play. I mean, you can try. You're gonna get shut down very, very quickly, because they're just gonna be like, wait, you're not even at zero, and you're a negative. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You can't afford this place.
I mean, it's important to state, if you're at zero, it's going to be a challenging game.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you can play.
It's challenging if you're at zero. Because at zero, that doesn't mean that you're now succeeding. Like now you have
they
to
just
start
let you in the casino. They
let you in. You're in the casino. You got in. And this is why, like, when we brought up, the billionaires like Jeff Bezos. Like, Jeff Bezos, like, killing it in the game because he has got all the resolve at this point in time. And he's an ugly dude. I don't know if you guys have seen him. But I'm pretty sure if he walked into a room, he could have whatever woman he really much wanted because he's got the resolve at that point in time. If he really wanted to, I think he learned not to do that. It cost him half his fortune. But if he wanted to, he could again. He's like, I'll just make it up again. He's got that much resolve. So, and I just posed the question. It's like, I brought it up just to make sure, make sure we are bettering ourselves as men and becoming more desirable and just improving on everyday life and what we do. Like, because it's hard, We always want to use a little help from our friends,
Yeah,
help each
definitely.
other out.
And just so that you are welcome on the podcast at any time. We'll be glad to have you. And I say we because it almost feels like John is sneakily becoming my co-host. But we'll be more than glad to have you whenever you want to come. And it's been it's been a great conversation and learning experience. I mean, I'm gonna ask for John to scan and send me the notes because I need to apply some of this shit. But I think I'm being serious. Like I'm saying, as funny and as fucking around we're always being. Like you'll know that we're for real, like serious guys, and we just fuck around and laugh because life is so complicated and hard that we just want to find a little release, right? But between the lines, we do talk the realness, and this is for reals, and we're really happy and fortunate to have had Tavo come and speak the truth here. That for some people might sound politically correct, for some people might sound insensitive, but unfortunately for men, when we're out there in playing the game. Yeah, the girls aren't coming to us and telling us like, oh yeah, no, you gotta be a dog. You can't be no little kitty cat in the corner. You gotta be a dog. You gotta. So that's what's up. Any last words, doggies?
For me, I just want to say thank you for having me, Kiko. I appreciate you inviting me to your show and having me here. And every time we have a good subject, I have some insight on, I'd be glad to come and talk and share the truth, because I feel if we speak the truth, it is what it is. And you can say, oh, it's insensitive, but it's a matter of fact. Sometimes it just is what it is. You think when our grandparents had to go to war, it wasn't insensitive? They had to.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So we got to speak the truth, and if it hurts somebody's feeling, then grow a pair.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah, so Tavo's going to make sure to bring the red pill. He's going to be bringing the red pill on the regular.
Red pill. Yeah.
And BJ, anything?
Hey, bro, thanks a lot, Kiko. Thanks a lot, Tao. A lot of information was shared today. I think I've grown, maybe a little bit, and I will try to apply what I learned today to my real life and see, and then maybe I can give you an update as down the line how that works out.
Yeah. Well, you all know that BJ is gonna be coming back. I can't stop it at this stage, but thank you all for listening and tuning in. I really hope you learned this shit, because this is for real, that man talk that some of us need. That some of us are being not spoken about, because world today wants to be all about fucking participation medals, and unfortunately when you're out in the real life, ain't no participation medal. You gotta get them medals for reals, or you're at the bottom of the pit. So thank you for listening. Love you all. Broskiedoodles in Abyssal, dog. We're hardcore coming to this fucking